It's a bit crazy to see quite the same nations in every final. Today we had 3 times in the morning USA, we had Great Britain, Russia, Korea, China, and now in the afternoon it's quite the same countries.
Yeah, I mean Korea are in you know every division. People through Recurve China this afternoon are in every division. So you know, it's just that they're very dominant teams, particularly on the recurve side of things. They're catching up more on the compound, but they've always been dominant. The Asian countries, it's been a really strong area for them over a number of years, really. Europeans, Russia have always been strong, and they're leading the way, and the rest of Europe I think just needs to catch up with them now. And America are featuring this afternoon in the Recurve Men's Open Team bronze match. So they're going for bronze now.
Russia is also one of the nations you see nearly on every event in 1-2 finals.
They're a big team. They have artists in every single category. They're a big force when they come out to these events.
And in every category they normally also have 1 or 2 really good archers they can compete with the top of the world. China is shooting on target number 1.
I mean, the scores this week, the weather's been excellent, and the scores have been, the top scores in every category are, are comparable to those on the able-bodied circuit now, aren't they? They're no longer, behind. Yeah. The top scorers are, could compete with the able-bodied archers quite easily and be competitive now.
And as a reminder, we are shooting on 70 meters, and you have to aim on the target, and 10, which is the most points you can get, is the size of the CD you can put in your computer. So really close for, really small for 70 meters. China is shooting first. Starting with a 10.
What a great opening shot. Fantastic there.
Oh, 5 points. Eight points.
So 23 points to start from China.
Nine points, really close to the 10.
Great shot from Russia there.
Six points.
Very similar first 2 shots to those on the Chinese target. A gold and then a blue drifting out to the right.
7 points.
It's almost like a mirror of the 2 targets.
Yeah.
All arrows going in the same place.
China is leading for the moment by 1 point. Eight points.
Wind just picking up here in the stadium. You can feel it, breeze coming through. The archers will normally feel it on their body and will often adjust where they point their sight. They don't always keep the sight pointed on the goal.
We have also here flex on the side, flex on the target, on top of the target, so they can see in which direction the wind is moving. They shot 46 now. Let's see what Russia is doing.
Sometimes your body can be sheltered and you can't feel any wind, but there might be some up down the range, which is why we have the flags.
10 points.
Great
You also
shot
have
there.
to pay attention because the arrow is flying quite high, higher than you are standing, because the wind is normally a bit heavier there.
Yeah, it's often less protection, isn't there? You know, barriers and fences and that.
Exactly. 7 points.
And especially when you're in a wheelchair, you're even more sheltered, especially if you're next to somebody who's a standing archer, you get quite sheltered. So you need to be able to learn to read the wind.
7 points. So tight score. Every team get 1 set point.
So we didn't think there'd be much between these two teams, you know, with the where they ranked and how they were ahead of the rest of the field, and they're proving us to be right here, 1 point each.
It's the strangest feeling you can get as archer when you're standing there. You feel that the wind is coming from the right side. You see it. You look at the flag on the target and it's going to the left side.
Yeah, and
because then you don't know. Should I now aim a bit to the right, a bit to the left?
Yeah, and sometimes you just have to shoot it, don't you? And just hope and pray and see what it does.
Yes.
And then adjust for what it does. So, you know, but when you're a team, you've got to listen to that. You've got to listen to that lead archer. That archer will shoot, and they should be able to tell you where they aimed it and what the result was if it was a good shot. So
exactly.
That lead archer should say, yeah, it was a good shot, aimed at the middle and it went right, the wind's blowing right, and then the other teammates can then listen to that feedback is what should happen really.
So it's really important to practice together, that you know when he's aiming in the middle with this wind it's going to the 8, for example, but you know that your arrow with this wind is going to the 7, so you have to aim a bit more to the left.
And
it's really important to practice together as a team.
And to practice with the coach as well, because that's something the coach will be looking out for. They'll, you know, like I said earlier, there's not much they can do apart from remind you about key points in your technique. You know, at the end of the day, it's keeping the archer relaxed and looking out for things such as the flag moving or the yellow card being shown by the judge. That's what the coach is there for.
Exactly. And also because there's not really much time to look at the scope, for example, where the arrow is. The coach is also there to announce the score of the arrow.
Yeah, and most of these archers are right-handed.
10 points.
And the TV screen's behind them, so it's not very easy for them to. So they rely on the feedback from the coach just to where their arrows are going and what they should do with their sight.
Strong shot, 8 points. Six points. Let's see what Russia is doing. Starting with Nate.
It's a good shot there from the Russian team.
Eight points with this shot.
Both the arrows on the right, and the third archer's looking back at the coach for a bit of instruction on what to do on this shot. There's not much time to change your sight, so this is where your ability to aim off.
Again, 8 points.
So a nice group there. They'll all be adjusting their sight now.
It's really important to get a good feedback.
Yeah, and to practice that aiming off when you've not got time to change your sight, to know that you can.
Really nice axe.
To know you can aim on the left and the red, and that and trust that it will drift into the right place.
Exactly. Ten points again. And
Really
you also have
solid.
to trust the person who is standing behind you, who is saying, oh, maybe aim a bit to the left.
Yeah, you need that feedback. You need that relationship. It takes time to gain.
8 points.
To gain the trust but you need to know what your athletes need to hear.
Yeah, because some athletes, they don't want that you speak with them. Others, they want that you speak with them.
Yeah.
8 points. So if they shoot now 2 10s, there's again a tight score. 9. So the last error is like a practice error for the Russian team.
Yeah, China will have taken this set.
Seven points, but really close to the 8.
So China are leading 3 sets to 1, 3 set points to 1. So a win in the next set will see China take the gold. Russia need to win the set just to stay in the game.
Or a tight score would be also enough for Russia to stay in the match.
Yeah. Yes, a tie score would keep Russia in the match, you're right. China would only have 4 set points then, and it's the first to 5.
You see that the archers are standing online, they don't go to the targets to take the arrows. They have an agent, they pull the arrows out, and the target judges are writing the points down.
They have to make sure they've got plenty of arrows, because the arrows are collected and then held at the target end until the next time that the arrows are scored, at which point we call them the runners, even though they're not allowed to run.
Yes.
Bring the arrows back to the archers.
So 2 arrows would be enough, but 4 arrows would be enough, but if there's really a small problem and you don't get the arrows back, you don't have arrows to shoot. So
yeah, or if you know, it only takes a slight crack in the knock or a tear in the fletching, and that arrow won't go where it's meant to, so it'll get discarded then until it can be repaired.
Yes, every archers, they have at least 8 arrows in their quiver. Ten points. Eight points.
It's good shooting from Russia.
Eight points again. Score of 26 points. Let's see what China is doing. Also a nice 10. Seven points.
So you may be thinking that, you know, obviously we've got some standing athletes and some seated athletes, and you think, you know, it may be of advantage to be seated, but, you know, if you're an archer out there, I would...
6 points.
I'd recommend going out and trying to shoot from a chair, because it really isn't as easy as it thinks.
It's more difficult than you think.
It really is. You have to use your core, your stomach, so much more than you would...
8 points.
You would think the stability. You'd think it would be more stable, but actually, it's very, very hard.
Maybe you're a bit more stable, but it's really more difficult to pull your bow than in case of a standing archer. 8 points.
and you've got the wheels of the chair get in the way, so you might not be able to shoot the length bow that you were hoping to shoot, and you might have to shoot a slightly shorter one.
Nice 10. So you see that it's really possible for a team which is not leading the match to come back and take some set points.
China
9 points.
I need 2 10s to tie this set.
Eight points.
So Russia will take this set, and we're back to 3 set points each, all to play for in the last set it will be.
10 points. Nice shot to close this set. 52 to 50. One more end to go. If there's a tight score, we will have a shoot-off.
Yep.
In the shoot-off, every archer is shooting 1 arrow. If there is a tight score in the shoot-off, we will look at the arrows, and the closest arrow to the center, this team will win the match. And if the best arrow of each team is the same distance from the center of the target, we will watch at the second best arrow.
And again the same, and then it'll go to the 3rd arrow. It'd be very unlikely that then they'd have to reshoot it, but it's not out of the question.
Everything is possible. We had in the individual matches, we had 2 or 3 times where the shoot-off arrow had to be reshot because it was at the same distance from the middle of the target.
You know, and it's not just, it is measured very accurately. The judges will have a vernier measuring tool to measure it precisely. It's not just, you know, it will be measured exactly from the centre, the middle of that little cross here that you see in the centre of the target, to the arrow. It will be measured precisely. So as China shot first on the first end, they'll shoot first now as the scores are tied.
Nice 10 to start this set.
Really good shot. That's she's shot really solidly all the way through this match.
Nine points. You see that the whole Chinese team has a really strong release.
Yeah.
Really clear.
Yeah, the hand comes back very cleanly. It carries on. The line carries on travelling on. You know, there's no, doesn't flick out to the side, doesn't flick forwards.
8 points.
That's what we class as a good tight release.
Nine points.
It's a really nice shot there.
Quite unlucky that it was not a 10 because it's really close to the 10 ring. Eight points.
Very tight.
Really good points now on the field. Eight points again.
So China have a 2-point lead with 3 arrows to go. If they win this set, then they win the gold.
10 points.
Great shot.
Even if they were leading by 2 points, it doesn't mean that they will win also this set.
Look nice.
8 points.
So as soon as possible, when we leave this evening, we aim our
7 points for China.
A really good end though, 52 out of a possible 60 there, so probably the best end they've shot.
9 points. So
Three
if they
nines.
shoot with 2 arrows now, 18 points, we have a shoot off.
Look good. Ooh,
9.
very close.
Very, very close. So, if the next arrow is a 9, you have a shoot off, 10 to win the match.
Oh,
4 points.
shame. So China take that set and win the match.
Exactly, China is the gold medal.
Such
winner.
high pressure on that last archer though, knowing exactly
really
what
difficult.
she needed.
I mean, you as coach, you know in which pressure an archer is when he has to shoot this arrow, and also me as archer, you know this arrow you have to really do everything perfectly.
Yeah.
And it's really difficult.
Yeah, I mean it's when you choose it how to make up a team, you have to consider things like this. You know, I would always be the anchor leg when I shot for our team because you know you tended to put archers who would often be able to an experienced archer at the end.
Yes.
Because
The
at
one
the end
with the most experience and also the one with the strongest mind.
I'm not sure I always had that, but I did all right. But yeah, no, it is. When it's all on that one shot, you know exactly what you've got. That's when all your mental preparation is tested. So the People's Republic of China this afternoon have taken the first 2 golds available, but they can't take a third now. They're in the bronze medal match for the Recurve Open men's team. They're going to face the team from the USA in the next match.